Well, thank you and good morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the incredible staff and volunteers of United America that have put this together today. You know, my journey just might help explain why I'm here. Just a minute or two on my background as far as how I got here. I ran for governor of Alaska. I was born in the territory of Alaska. I ran for governor in 2013 as I started off as a Republican, which was my background. And at some point in the campaign, it made sense for me to move over as an independent. At that point, we had an incumbent Republican, myself as an independent, and a Democratic candidate. And so during the campaign on the debate trail, campaign trail, and we only have 82% of our communities are not connected by roads. You have to fly everywhere. So the Democratic candidate and I would fly together, and the Republican candidate didn't kind of rolled his eyes at us and said, good luck to these guys. I'm the incumbent. So we got to know each other pretty well. The Democratic candidate, myself, he won his primary. I didn't have a primary as an independent, and I just kept getting my signatures. And we were in a debate in Nome, and Nome is the home of the destination of the Iditarod dog sled race. And I know none of you probably have ever heard of that, but it's a big deal up there. We don't have a professional football team. We have a dog team. So we had a debate there, and during the debate, this is after we've been in about 6 or 8 debates, gubernatorial candidate Byron Mallott answered a question, and I looked over around and said, yeah, I agree with Byron. That's a pretty good answer. In my campaign, people just kind of covered their face like, what's the guy doing? And then the next question I answered first, and Byron said, I agree with Bill. That was a really good answer. So that kind of went on during the debate, and afterwards, 2 lines formed in front of us, about equal number of people, and the room was full of people in Nome, and they all said the same thing. You guys need to get together. So we always sort of say our first date was in Nome, and we went on from there, and a couple more debates. It became uncomfortably apparent to each of us that we both loved our state much more than we loved, politics or the party. It's the first time either of us had run for public office of this nature. We both had been mayors of our hometowns when we were in our mid-20s, and so we did. We combined our campaign. He ran as lieutenant governor, and I as governor. We combined our campaigns that way. It just really felt good, and so we won. Obviously, I wouldn't be standing here, and it was a pretty big surprise that we won the way we did. And so that became a bit of a story that a Democrat and a Republican kind of came together and said, let's chuck the initials at the door, and away we go. The biggest benefit of doing that is the cabinet we put together is a cabinet of. They look at our people, look at our cabinet, they go, well, we see Republicans, we see Democrats, we see independents. What are you people? I said, well, we're Alaskans. We're just a group of Alaskans, 25 of us, every day, every decision, what's best for Alaska, period. And we're all over the map. What we do. I accepted Medicaid expansion myself after the legislature wouldn't vote on it. I got sued. We won. We had, and I'll just other issues that are on the other, one extreme to the other. There are no sideboards. There's no limitation. There's no box we're trying to fit ourselves in. We're just trying to do what's best for the state we love. So it's really been enjoyable to work that way. We've typically have had this kind of a battle with the governor, lieutenant governor, one end of the hall, the other end of the hall. His office is right next to mine. And he's on my calendar. Any meeting I'm in, I hope he was able to attend and join, and the same is reciprocal. So it's a great way to govern, I think, and it's a great way to, when you don't wear a particular uniform other than the uniform of the people you represent, that's really a great way to do business. In Washington, I've had great success and great access with both administrations, the last administration and the current administration, because I just don't. Sometimes I think they don't know what to do with me because they don't know where to put me because I don't necessarily fit into one box or another. And so that's an advantage, that really is. So and I really think that, it sort of struck me that when we were in Philadelphia, where, the Constitution starts off, we the people. And it doesn't start off with the party. And so I just think that there's I was excited when I discovered and I read Charlie Whelan's book. I read Greg Orman's book, and I thought, wow, I've got family out there. I didn't know that. And so it was nice to sort of to meet the folks that have similar concept about we don't have to necessarily sign up for one or the other. And I'm not anti-party at all. I'm really not. I'm not out bashing one part or the other. And in fact, if it hadn't been for the Democratic Party in Alaska, I wouldn't be standing here either, because when Byron Malott moved over to run with me together, they did not backfill his position. So they were partly responsible for this. So I give them credit where credit's due. So it's I think it's you know, I come from the business world. That's my whole background. I've never done this before. And so I look at everything from a business standpoint. And I don't know of a business in the world that would survive the system that where people get together and line up and divide up and make sure the other person doesn't succeed at anything. It's like two football teams both playing defense, making sure the other one doesn't gain any yardage. It's okay if you don't either. So the problem with that is nothing gets accomplished, nothing gets done. And so, I mean, big issues are just not partisan issues. I mean, healthcare is not a partisan issue; it's a human interest issue. So anyway, I just it feels good to be doing what I do the way I do it, and who I'm able to work with all across the spectrum, without worrying about if I've crossed any particular lines or not. So I'm honored to be part of this this panel today, and look forward to any questions. And I wouldn't do it any other way. I'll put it that way. Thank you.